Dear friends, today I want to speak to you about a subject that touches every heart: how to never let anger or irritation take root in our souls. In our daily lives, we all face moments that test our patience, moments when the actions of others might stir our inner turmoil. Yet we are called to a higher standard, to a life filled with peace, forgiveness, and unwavering love. Imagine for a moment a life where, no matter the storm, your spirit remains calm. This is not the absence of feeling, but a deep understanding that every trial offers an opportunity to grow in grace. When we face hurtful words or actions, we have a choice. Instead of letting anger build, we can pause, pray, and ask for the strength to see beyond the immediate hurt. In these quiet moments, the gentle light of divine love can fill our hearts, reminding us that the actions of others are not a reflection of our worth. Inner peace is the gentle stillness that resides deep within our souls, a sanctuary of calm that remains unshaken by the turmoil of everyday life. It begins with the understanding that life's many challenges are not obstacles meant to defeat us, but opportunities to grow and strengthen our inner being. When we quiet the external noise and focus on the inner light, we learn that our true strength comes not from the absence of adversity, but from our capacity to remain centered and calm amid life's storms. Each day offers a new chance to step back, take a deep breath, and allow ourselves the space to reflect, to listen to that inner voice that whispers of hope and perseverance. This deliberate act of pausing is like opening a window in a stuffy room. It invites the fresh air of clarity and renews our spirit. The journey to cultivating this inner peace is deeply personal and requires us to let go of the need to control every circumstance. It calls for a gentle surrender to a higher design, trusting that each trial we encounter is part of a greater plan. When we release our grip on anger and frustration, we create room for gratitude and acceptance to flourish. This shift in focus from what is lacking or painful to what is present and beautiful allows us to see life through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. As we practice gratitude, we begin to notice the small miracles that often go unnoticed. A kind word from a stranger, the warm glow of the setting sun, the reassuring rhythm of our own heartbeat. These moments, though fleeting, serve as reminders that there is always a source of comfort and joy available to us if only we take the time to look. Regular prayer and quiet meditation are powerful practices that help nurture inner peace. In these sacred moments, we invite a calm reflection upon our lives and open ourselves to guidance and healing. It is during these times of quiet introspection that we learn to release the burdens we have been carrying, the weight of past hurts, the anxiety over future uncertainties, and the anger that clouds our present. By setting aside time each day to commune with our inner self, we create a safe haven where our spirit can rest, recharge, and gain strength. This practice is not about escaping reality, but rather about re-engaging with it from a place of calm assurance and renewed energy. Forgiveness is another essential element in the cultivation of inner peace. Harboring resentment or clinging to past grievances can choke the light from our hearts, leaving us in a state of perpetual unrest. To forgive is to free oneself from the chains of bitterness that hinder our progress and rob us of our peace. It is a conscious decision to let go, to choose understanding and compassion over anger and retribution. When we forgive, we acknowledge our own imperfections and extend grace to others, recognizing that every person is on their own journey, facing battles we may never fully comprehend. This act of releasing hurt transforms our inner landscape, replacing the harsh terrain of negativity with a gentle, forgiving spirit. Embracing mindfulness in everyday moments further deepens our sense of inner peace. It involves being fully present, truly engaged in the life that unfolds before us, rather than being distracted by worries of what might be or regret for what has been. In those precious moments of mindfulness, we reconnect with our essence, finding beauty and meaning in the simplest acts. Sharing a smile with a loved one, feeling the texture of a cool breeze, or saving the taste of a nourishing. These experiences, when embraced with full awareness, remind us that peace is not something to be pursued in distant times or places. It is already here, waiting to be recognized, and cherished. By continuously practicing these habits of reflection, gratitude, prayer, forgiveness, and mindfulness, we gradually cultivate an inner peace that becomes our steady companion through all seasons of life. It is a peace that anchors us in times of uncertainty and lifts us above the fray of daily strife. This inner calm empowers us to respond to challenges with compassion rather than reactivity, to see setbacks as setups for deeper growth, and to transform every moment, no matter how ordinary, into an opportunity to experience the profound serenity that lies within. Embracing every challenge as a form of growth is a profound way to approach life with both humility and strength. In our daily journey, we may face setbacks, difficulties, or unexpected trials that seem insurmountable. Yet in the midst of these challenges, there is an opportunity to expand our understanding, deepen our faith, and grow in ways we might never have imagined. When hardships come our way, we are given a moment to reflect on our inner resources, to tap into a wellspring of resilience that has been quietly building within us over the years. Each challenge, whether it appears as a stumbling block or a catalyst for change, is part of a greater tapestry woven by a divine hand, inviting us to learn, transform, and become more whole. It is important to understand that the challenges we face are not random acts of misfortune, but are intimately connected to our path of development. Like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, life's difficulties shape us into the masterpieces we are meant to be. With every trial, we are given the chance to shed our old ways, to let go of habits that no longer serve our highest purpose, and to embrace new perspectives that allow us to see the beauty in every situation. When we view each obstacle as an opportunity rather than a setback, we are empowered to move forward with a spirit of determination and hope, trusting that every hardship is a stepping stone toward a brighter, more refined self. As we navigate the unpredictable terrain of life, it is essential to cultivate a mindset of openness and learning. Challenges compel us to step outside of our comfort zones and to confront the aspects of our lives that require healing and transformation. These moments of discomfort are not punishments, but are gentle nudges from the universe, urging us to stretch our capacities and to realize that we have far more strength and potential than we may have ever believed. Through these experiences, we learn the value of perseverance and the importance of trusting in a process that, while sometimes painful, ultimately leads to a richer, more fulfilling life. In times of difficulty, it can be tempting to retreat into a shell of self-doubt and despair. However, it is precisely during these moments that our inner light is needed the most. By choosing to face adversity head-on, we demonstrate our commitment to growth and our willingness to allow life's challenges to mold us into more compassionate, resilient individuals. Every experience, no matter how challenging, is a teacher that guides us along our journey. With each lesson learned, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and a greater appreciation for the intricate interplay of joy and sorrow that defines our human experience. The process of embracing challenges requires us to cultivate a spirit of gratitude. Rather than viewing setbacks as failures, we can see them as gifts that offer insights into the depths of our strength and capacity for change. In each moment of difficulty, there is a hidden blessing that calls us to re-examine our priorities and to reaffirm our commitment to a life of purpose and integrity. This perspective transforms the way we experience hardships, turning what might have been moments of despair into opportunities for personal evolution and spiritual growth. Moreover, every challenge we encounter reinforces the importance of faith and trust in a higher power. As we face trials that test our resolve, we are reminded that we are never alone in our struggles. The divine presence that surrounds us offers comfort, guidance, and reassurance, whispering to our hearts that every difficulty carries with it the potential for renewal. This sacred understanding encourages us to surrender our fears and to move forward with a renewed sense of hope, confident that every setback is, in truth, a setup for a greater comeback. In embracing our challenges, we come to realize that the very obstacles that seem to hold us back are in fact the very forces that propel us forward on our journey of growth and transformation. Let every challenge be a reminder that our lives are continuously being refined and sculpted into a work of art that reflects both our struggles and our triumphs. In embracing these challenges, we not only honor our own journey, but also inspire others to see the beauty in adversity. With each step forward, we grow stronger, wiser, and more attuned to the divine rhythm of life that guides us all. As we learn to welcome life's obstacles with open hearts, we find ourselves walking a path paved with resilience, hope, and an ever-deepening sense of inner strength. Forgiveness is the powerful act that frees the soul from the burden of anger and resentment. It is not an admission of weakness or a sign of forgetting the pain inflicted upon us. Rather, it is a declaration of inner strength and a testament to the enduring power of love. When we choose to forgive, we are not condoning the hurt that has been done, but are instead releasing ourselves from the chains of bitterness that hold our hearts captive. This decision allows us to move forward with clarity and light, understanding that every act of forgiveness is an investment in our own healing and spiritual well-being. In moments when anger threatens to overwhelm us, forgiveness becomes a beacon of hope. It is in the crucible of deep hurt that the choice to let go takes on its most profound meaning. We come to see that holding on to grudges only deepens our own suffering, and that the act of forgiving transforms our inner landscape like a gentle rain washing away dust from a weary earth. Forgiveness cleanses our hearts, leaving behind fertile ground for love and renewal. It calls us to look beyond the immediate pain, to recognize that every human being is flawed and in their own way deserving of understanding and compassion. In embracing this truth, we begin to see our own imperfections and the need for self-forgiveness, realizing that the journey toward healing starts within. The practice of forgiveness is not an isolated event, but a continual process that demands patience and humility. Each day presents fresh opportunities to release old wounds and to extend grace both to ourselves and to others. In the quiet moments of prayer and reflection, we find the strength to let go of the heavy burden of past hurts. It is during these moments that we reconnect with our inner light and remember that forgiveness is a daily discipline, a conscious choice to prioritize healing over hostility. This process invites us to step into a space where anger no longer dictates our actions and where compassion becomes our natural response. Forgiveness also requires us to cultivate empathy, to see the world through the eyes of those who have caused us pain. By recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles, we begin to soften our hearts and open ourselves to the possibility of redemption. This empathetic approach is transformative, for it teaches us that clinging to resentment only perpetuates a cycle of negativity. Instead, when we offer forgiveness, we break that cycle, allowing love to flow. It is an act that not only heals our personal wounds, but also mends the fabric of our relationships, fostering an environment where reconciliation and mutual understanding can flourish. There is a deep spiritual dimension to forgiveness that elevates it beyond mere human interaction. It is an expression of our connection to something greater, a divine source of love that calls us to transcend our own limitations. When we forgive, we align ourselves with a higher purpose, affirming that love and mercy are the true markers of strength. This spiritual alignment empowers us to see beyond the immediate hurt and to recognize that every experience, no matter how painful, holds the potential for growth. It is a reminder that forgiveness is not about erasing the past, but about transforming it into a lesson that guides us toward a more compassionate future. Practicing forgiveness often begins with self-compassion. In acknowledging our own vulnerabilities and mistakes, we learn to extend the same grace to others. The journey toward forgiveness is deeply personal and can be challenging, yet each step we take in letting go of anger is a step toward reclaiming our inner peace. With every act of forgiveness, we peel away the layers of pain that obscure the beauty of life. It is a continuous process of renewal where the spirit is gently reminded that love is always stronger than any hurt we may have endured. In this way, forgiveness becomes a living testament to the resilience of the human heart, a daily practice that not only heals but also inspires. Every act of forgiveness, no matter how small, carries the promise of a brighter, more compassionate world. It invites us to replace judgment with understanding, fear with hope, and despair with the gentle light of renewed faith. In choosing forgiveness, we open our hearts to the possibility of healing and transformation, allowing our lives to be guided by the principles of grace and mercy. The journey may be long and fraught with difficulty, but with each step, we draw closer to a state of being where our spirit is free, our relationships are mended, and our lives reflect the true beauty of unconditional love. Unconditional love is a transformative force that calls us to embrace every individual with open arms and a heart free of judgment. It challenges us to see beyond the surface, to look into the depths of another person's experience and recognize the common thread of humanity that binds us all. This kind of love is not conditional upon behavior, merit, or reciprocity. It is a steadfast commitment to kindness and compassion that remains constant even when circumstances push us to our limits. When we choose to extend unconditional love, we allow ourselves to break free from the cycle of resentment and anger, creating space for healing and growth in both ourselves and those we encounter. Living in a state of unconditional love means accepting others just as they are without trying to change them or impose our own expectations. It is an invitation to drop our defenses and to meet people with genuine curiosity and care, understanding that everyone is shaped by their own unique experiences and struggles. In doing so, we come to realize that our differences are not barriers but bridges, opportunities to learn from one another and to enrich our own lives with perspectives that might otherwise remain unknown. This openness paves the way for deep connections built on trust and mutual respect, where every encounter holds the promise of transformation. Extending unconditional love requires a commitment to empathy, a willingness to step into another's shoes and see the world through their eyes. It is about recognizing that behind every action lies a story of pain, hope, and the desire for redemption. When we approach others with empathy, we shift our focus from their shortcomings to their potential, understanding that everyone is in a constant state of becoming. This perspective encourages us to offer support rather than criticism, to celebrate progress rather than dwell on mistakes. In the gentle act of listening, we find that our capacity for compassion grows, and with it, our ability to connect on a profound level. The practice of unconditional love is also a journey of self-discovery. In extending our love freely to others, we are often confronted with our own vulnerabilities and imperfections. This process calls for introspection as we learn to forgive ourselves for past mistakes and to accept our own limitations. In recognizing our need for compassion, we become more capable of offering it to those around us. It is a delicate balance. By nurturing our own inner well-being, we strengthen our ability to give love without expecting anything in return. This reciprocity of self-care and outward generosity creates a harmonious flow that enriches every aspect of our lives. In moments of conflict or misunderstanding, the decision to act with unconditional love can be both a challenge and a source of great strength. Rather than reacting impulsively with anger or defensiveness, we choose to respond with patience and understanding. This response is not about excusing behavior that may be harmful, but about maintaining our integrity in the face of adversity. By remaining centered in our commitment to love, we allow the possibility of reconciliation to emerge, even when the situation seems irreparable. It is a courageous act, one that requires us to trust in the possibility of change and to believe that every person is capable of growth. Every day offers a new opportunity to practice this expansive form of love. Whether in small gestures of kindness, a thoughtful word, or a moment of shared silence, unconditional love reveals itself in the subtle ways we interact with the world. It is an active choice, a deliberate decision to set aside our prejudices and fears and to engage with others from a place of genuine care. Over time, these choices accumulate, forming a tapestry of compassion that not only softens the hearts of those around us, but also transforms our own inner landscape. In this space of unguarded openness, we find that love is not something to be earned or measured, but a gift to be given freely. The beauty of unconditional love lies in its ability to heal wounds that seem too deep to mend. When we reach out with a heart full of compassion, we offer others the possibility of renewal, the chance to see themselves through eyes that reflect understanding and acceptance. This healing power extends beyond individual relationships, rippling outwards into families, communities, and even the broader society. Each act of unreserved love contributes to a collective atmosphere of hope and resilience, where the bonds of connection become a source of strength in even the darkest of times. Unconditional love is an ever-present invitation to let go of our fears, to embrace our shared humanity, and to create a world where every person is valued for who they are. It is a quiet, persistent force that reminds us that our capacity for kindness knows no limits, and that through love we can overcome even the most challenging obstacles. Prayer and reflection serve as the gentle anchors that hold us steady amid life's unpredictable storms. In the quiet moments of our daily journey, when the noise of the world grows overwhelming, turning to prayer offers us a refuge, a sacred space where our hearts can unburden themselves and our minds can find rest. It is in these moments of sincere communication with the divine that we learn to trust in a greater plan, recognizing that every joy and every sorrow is part of a tapestry woven with infinite care and wisdom. When we kneel in prayer or simply speak our hopes and fears into the silence, we invite a healing presence into our lives, one that softens our hearts and eases our troubled thoughts. Through prayer, we are reminded that we are never alone. A loving spirit is always listening, offering guidance and comfort even in our darkest hours. Reflection, on the other hand, is the process of turning inward to examine our lives with honesty and humility. In the quiet moments of introspection, we find the opportunity to assess our actions, understand our motives, and learn from the experiences that have shaped us. It is through reflection that we can see the patterns in our lives, both the mistakes that have burdened us and the blessings that have lifted us up. This mindful examination helps us to grow, not by dwelling on what is lost or painful, but by uncovering the lessons hidden within every challenge we face. Both prayer and reflection nurture our inner spirit, providing the nourishment necessary to overcome life's challenges. When we engage in these practices, we are able to step back from the immediate pressures of our daily routines and see our lives from a broader perspective. This shift in focus allows us to approach our problems with clarity and calm, knowing that every trial is an opportunity for growth and transformation. In prayer, we cast our burdens aside, trusting that the divine plan is far greater than our individual concerns. In reflection, we patiently sift through our thoughts and emotions, identifying areas where we can improve and recognizing the small victories that often go unnoticed in the rush of everyday life. The act of turning to prayer and reflection is both courageous and humble. It requires us to acknowledge that we do not have all the answers and that sometimes the best course of action is to seek guidance from a power greater than ourselves. This openness to divine assistance does not diminish our strength. Rather, it reinforces our resilience by reminding us that we are supported by a force that is infinitely wise and compassionate. When our hearts are heavy and our minds are clouded by doubt, prayer offers us the clarity we need to find our way, while reflection helps us to understand the lessons embedded in our experiences. Together, these practices form a dynamic duo that fosters a deep sense of inner peace and purpose. In the stillness of a quiet moment, whether at dawn, in the calm of an evening, or even in the midst of a busy day, prayer and reflection provide us with the space to reconnect with our true selves. This time of solitude is not an escape from reality, but a deliberate step toward embracing it with a clearer, more compassionate perspective. As we take time to pray, we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, opening our hearts to receive both comfort and wisdom. As we reflect, we gently challenge ourselves to grow, to let go of past grievances, and to welcome the possibility of change with an open mind. Each moment spent in these practices strengthens our ability to face life's adversities with grace, transforming our inner turmoil into a wellspring of strength and hope. Over time, the habits of prayer and reflection become a source of renewal, reminding us that there is a pathway to peace and understanding. As our connection with the divine deepens, we learn to see our challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles. The quiet conversation with our inner spirit and the divine builds trust that carries us through tumultuous periods of life. In this exchange, we find that every hardship bears a blessing. Every tear is a reminder of our capacity to heal, and every whispered prayer is a testament to the enduring power of hope. Imagine a life that radiates a calm assurance, where every step we take lights the way for others in the darkness. To be a beacon of peace means to be a steadfast light, a guiding presence amid the tumult of a troubled world. In our daily interactions, we have the opportunity to shine forth a gentle light of understanding and compassion. When adversity arises, instead of succumbing to anger or bitterness, we choose to embody the spirit of peace. Our actions become a symbol of hope, illuminating the path toward reconciliation and harmony in a society that often feels fractured and divided. Being a beacon of peace is not about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It is found in the quiet choices we make every day. It is in the smile we offer a stranger burdened by the weight of their troubles, in the patient words we speak to those in pain, and in the gentle manner in which we treat every soul with dignity and respect. These small acts, seemingly insignificant in isolation, come together to form a luminous tapestry of kindness that can touch hearts and transform lives. When our lives reflect peace, our presence becomes a sanctuary for those seeking solace amid life's storms. In the midst of chaos, when the clamor of everyday struggles threatens to overwhelm us, the steady light of inner peace guides us like a safe harbor. This inner peace is nurtured by the conviction that love and compassion are the ultimate remedies for conflict. It grows through moments of self-reflection and the willingness to forgive both ourselves and others. By cultivating a spirit of calm, we not only steady our own hearts, but also become a source of strength for our communities. Our peace ripples outward, touching every person we meet and inspiring them to embrace a similar path of understanding and hope. Being a beacon of peace also means accepting the responsibility to stand against injustice and division. Peace is active and courageous, requiring us to engage with the world in ways that foster dialogue and understanding rather than fear and hatred. It calls us to challenge the status quo when it inflicts harm on the vulnerable, and to speak out when silence might be misinterpreted as indifference. Standing firm in our convictions while remaining open to the perspectives of others helps build bridges where there were once chasms, uniting diverse voices into a chorus of hope and collective purpose. This journey is one of continual learning and growth. It involves embracing our own imperfections and understanding that the path to peace is a lifelong endeavor. Each misstep provides an opportunity to learn and improve, and every moment of restraint in the face of conflict reinforces our commitment to a peaceful life. As we persist in our efforts, our challenges transform into stepping stones, each one adding to the radiant light that we share with the world. In practicing patience and humility, we turn every setback into a chance to strengthen our resolve and to further illuminate the path for others. At the core of this calling lies a deep reservoir of hope, a hope that is robust and enduring, sustaining us through even the darkest times. It reminds us that even in moments of profound despair, a light can be kindled by a simple act of kindness or a word of encouragement. When we become beacons of peace, we contribute to a collective energy that uplifts communities and heals the wounds inflicted by years of misunderstanding and conflict. Our actions, no matter how small, possess the power to change lives, reinforcing the belief that compassion can overcome even the most entrenched barriers of fear and division. The beauty of being a beacon of peace is that it is an invitation open to all. It requires no extraordinary talent or special circumstance, only a sincere commitment to living a life marked by kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. Each of us holds the potential to be a source of light, a steady, calming influence in a world that can often seem overwhelmed by darkness. By embracing this role, we join a larger movement that values love and understanding above all else. Our lives illuminated by the light of peace become a guiding star for those navigating turbulent waters, a testament to the transformative power of a heart committed to compassion,